As we enter 2024, it's time to take stock of what truly matters and let go of what's holding us back. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in practical wisdom, offers timeless guidance for eliminating unnecessary burdens. This script will explore 9 key areas of life that, if quietly eliminated or transformed, can lead to greater peace, fulfillment, and purpose. Drawing on the wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we'll delve into each principle, enriched with personal experiences and reflections. Let's begin this journey toward a more intentional life. 1. Dealing with people who hurt you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control how others treat us, but we can control how we respond. This principle is crucial when it comes to dealing with people who have hurt us. Holding on to resentment and anger only chains us to the past, draining our energy and peace. Letting go doesn't mean accepting injustice, but it does mean refusing to let the actions of others define our inner state. A friend of mine spent years carrying the weight of a betrayal. Every time she thought about it, she felt a surge of anger. After studying Stoicism, she realized that while she couldn't change the past, she could change how she let it affect her present. She decided to release the grudge quietly, focusing instead on her own growth and happiness. In doing so, she found a sense of liberation that had eluded her for years. 2. Focusing on yourself. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius's words emphasize the importance of focusing on self-improvement instead of external validation. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in pleasing others or chasing societal ideals, but the Stoics remind us that true contentment comes from focusing on our own development and aligning our actions with our values. Eliminating the need for approval from others allows you to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Rather than seeking external affirmation, cultivate inner virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. This shift in focus not only brings personal fulfillment, but also sets a powerful example for others. 3. Unnecessary goals. Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In modern life, we often clutter our time with unnecessary goals, things we think we should achieve because society tells us so. Whether it's pursuing superficial milestones like luxury possessions or taking on projects that don't align with our core values, these distractions dilute our energy and prevent us from focusing on what truly matters. In my own life, I once chased the idea of career success as defined by others. I poured time and energy into climbing the corporate ladder, only to realize that it wasn't aligned with my deeper sense of purpose. By reevaluating my goals and focusing on what truly mattered, meaningful work, family, and personal growth, I was able to find greater peace and satisfaction. 4. Relationships. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This wisdom applies to relationships as well. We often hold on to relationships that no longer serve us out of a sense of obligation or fear of being alone. But if a relationship is toxic, draining, or misaligned with your values, it's important to recognize when it's time to quietly let go. Stoicism teaches us to value relationships based on mutual respect, support, and shared values. By letting go of relationships that do not nurture your growth, you make space for those that do. This doesn't mean cutting people off abruptly, but rather mindfully reassessing the connections that influence your life. 5. Comparison. Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them, Epictetus reminds us. One of the greatest sources of dissatisfaction is the habit of comparing ourselves to others. Social media and cultural expectations often lead us to measure our worth against others' achievements, looks, or status. This constant comparison is toxic to our self-esteem and mental well-being. I had a friend who constantly compared herself to others on social media. She felt inadequate because her life didn't look as glamorous as the carefully curated images she saw online. Through practicing Stoicism, she realized that these comparisons were harming her and shifted her focus inward, learning to appreciate her own journey without the need to compete with others. 6. Conscious use of social media. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." The conscious use of social media is a modern application of this ancient wisdom. Social media can be a powerful tool for connection and learning, but it can also become a time-wasting habit that feeds anxiety, comparison, and negativity. Consider eliminating mindless scrolling and reducing your social media use to intentional, purposeful interactions. Instead of being a passive consumer of information, use these platforms as a way to engage meaningfully with others, seek out knowledge, and share value with your community. This shift in perspective allows you to regain control over your time and mental space. 7. Question the intention. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." In everything we do, it's important to question our intentions. Are we acting out of a desire for recognition, approval, or superficial gain? Or are we acting in alignment with our values and the greater good? Eliminating actions and habits that are driven by false or shallow intentions allows us to live with greater authenticity. When our actions are rooted in integrity, we find more fulfillment in our choices, and our impact on others is more positive and genuine. 8. Liberation. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control, Epictetus reminds us. Liberation in the Stoic sense is about freeing yourself from attachments to external outcomes, possessions, and even opinions. It's about understanding that true freedom comes from within, by mastering your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. In my own journey toward liberation, I've learned to let go of the need to control everything around me. By focusing on what I can control, my own actions and responses, I've found a greater sense of peace and freedom. This shift has allowed me to approach life with more calm and clarity, no longer burdened by the weight of things beyond my control. 9. Self-esteem. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." True self-esteem comes from living in alignment with your values and facing challenges with courage. It's not about external validation or perfection, but about cultivating a deep sense of worthiness and self-respect. Eliminate the need to prove yourself to others. Instead, focus on building your self-esteem through actions that reflect your core principles. When you live with integrity, your self-worth is no longer tied to external approval, but rooted in your own sense of purpose and virtue. As we move forward into 2024, let these 9 Stoic principles guide you in eliminating what no longer serves you. By doing so, you'll create space for more peace, purpose, and fulfillment in your life. Remember, the path to true freedom and contentment begins within. Stay committed to your own growth and let the wisdom of the Stoics light your way. If you found this script helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Stoic stand for more Stoic wisdom and practical tips for living a fulfilled life. Let's continue this journey together, quietly eliminating what holds us back and embracing the freedom that comes from living with purpose and intention.